In this video, we're going to introduce you to the if-else statement. And with the if-else statement, we can do one of two things when we run the program. So here I've got a program that's got a couple of variables, feet and inches, and we're going to ask the user to enter feet, and then we're going to calculate the number of feet. And right now I've got it outputting that information. So if I run it and I put in 10 feet, it's going to say 120 inches. Well, what we're going to do is look at or use this to look at the if-else. And I could say if inches is greater than or equal 120, then we'll just print we'll say print too far away, and then we can add an else and print close to you. And then our end if, and I like to have my indentation to make it readable. It's very clear to me what's part of the if and else if it's indented. We'll run it, and if I put in 11 feet, it's 130 inches, 132 inches too far away. If I put in 1 foot, now it says close to you. So what's happening here, instead of two if statements like we have had before, saying, hey, if this is true, do the true part, otherwise do the false part. So with the if-else, we can ask a question, and we've got two possible results. When it's true, we do one thing. When it's false, we do another. And the if-else gives us a nice way of having those two conditions. Well, what if instead we wanted too far away if it was greater than 120, close to you if it was less than 50? Well, we can do that, and I'm going to leave this if, so we've got the original still. And I'm going to copy that. And actually, let's put in, so we know when you go back and look at this later, let's put a print if else, and here I'm going to print if else if. And the else if structure lets us ask more than one question. So I'll say if it's a greater than 120, I'm going to say too far away. Else if inches is greater than 12, then we'll print just right. And then we can have a final catch-all else. Let's run this now. And I forgot to put my comma here. And it asks for the feet, and let's start with 20 feet. Too far away, both with the if-else and with the if-else if. Here in the if-else if, it was greater than 120, so that's true. It executed the true condition here, but here this else if, that's also true, but it didn't say just right. That's because as soon as we find a true condition, it doesn't look any further. It will execute the block that's the true condition, and then it skips to the end if. When we run it again, and if I put 2 feet in the just the if else, I'm getting close to you, but in the if else if, I'm getting just right. That's because the inches greater than or equal to 120 was false. So it skipped down to the else if. Inches greater than 12, that was true, so it executed that one, and it skips over that final else. Let's run it again, and put 1 foot in, and now it says close to you. The inches greater than or equal to 120 was false, so it skips and tests the else if here. That's also false, so it comes and does the final else. So you can have with the if else if as many if else ifs as you want. So you'd have your if, then an else if, else if, else if, to get as many conditions as you need. Now, the order matters, and we'll look at in another video just why that order matters. If you're enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe.